Okay, we are recording. This is Brandon Espino, tall guy real estate, and I got a frog in my throat. Hello. Okay, we're good. So, what do you do after getting your real estate license? I think personally you should probably be doing this as you're getting your real estate license. But if you have it and you haven't done these steps yet, then that's what we're going to talk about today. First things first, you just got your real estate license. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to start getting clients. The first thing I want you to do, and we're going to keep it really simple, is set up your social media accounts. So that means your Facebook, your IG, your Nextdoor, which is an app. You should check that out. It's pretty helpful. And LinkedIn and your Google business, all that stuff. So why is that important? Why do I recommend that being the first step? Well, if you're a new real estate agent, you don't want to be a secret agent. You got to start letting people know, letting all your friends know that you're in the business, that you're here to help. And most people are going to be looking on social media. That's where a lot of people spend most of their time. And so you want to hit the people where they're vulnerable, where they're watching. And so first things first, make a social media account, add everybody you know. Somebody told me you want to have at least 1,500 friends until and that's when the algorithm really starts to work in your favor. You don't need that many starting out. However, I do recommend the more the better, the more the merrier. So setting up your social media accounts, there's really not too much to get into on that stuff. You just need to have your accounts, have a nice profile picture, something professional. If you don't have a way to get like photo shoots or pictures, anything like that, you could just do what I did. So just stand in front of a wall, have somebody take a picture of you with at least the top half looking professionally dressed. On the bottom, doesn't really matter what you got going on there. Next, after you've made your social media accounts, now you're going to have to create your bios. You're going to have to create your about me, your contact info. And then you want to make an introductory post on all your social media across the board. I recommend doing a similar post, or if not the same exact post. That way people can just get to know you from abroad. Okay, now I thought of her or him as somebody who was in this other industry, but now they're in the real estate business. You'll be surprised because I guarantee, well, I can't guarantee, but very likely if you add a lot of friends before you make your first introductory post, you will actually get some people reaching out to you, asking you for some help and asking you for some advice and some knowledge. So right away, right there, that's the first way to just start dipping your toes into starting to generate real estate conversations day in and day out. Second, what you're going to need is systems. Really, the most important system is a CRM, which is short for customer relation management software. This is where you're going to go in and you're going to have all of your clients' names. You're going to have your database. You're going to have your reminders that tell you when to follow up with people, your notes on them. This is pivotal, critical, whatever you want to say, because you're not going to just have people in your phone that you're going to remember to call all the time. Maybe starting out, you'll have maybe one or two and you'll know that you'll be able to call them. But biggest thing to do when you're first starting out is to get a CRM. If you're with Keller Williams, you have access to Command. I think with a couple other brokerages, they'll give you access to some sort of cloud CRM. But if you don't have access to that for some reason, or you want a CRM that works a little bit better for your liking, then I would highly recommend you go and purchase one. And so let's see, maybe I could share what my CRM looks like, and then that'll be, you could check out real quick. Okay, I'm gonna load my CRM here. All right, so this is a CRM. Let's go into my contacts real quick. See, this is one of the things I actually don't like about Command is that it's so heavy and overloaded, which is why I recommend you test things around. Okay, so as you can see, I have a plethora of people in my CRM. And they all have tags and different times I need to be calling them and reaching out and doing certain things. And so this is just an example of one CRM. Let's see, stop presenting. Okay, So that's what a CRM could look like. I'm sure there's a lot better, more functional ones out there that will run a little bit smoother, but play around on them, see what fits you. But at the end of the day, you're going to need this. The second software and system thing that you're going to need is you're going to need a way to manage your calendar. So personally, I like Google Calendar stuff, but if you go through Outlook, you go through some other form of doing that, Calendly, I don't know, but you need a way to organize your schedule digitally because very quickly you're going to notice that your calendar is going to fill up so much so that it's going to be difficult for you to keep writing it in and keep changing it in. And more often than not, when it comes to appointments, you're going to be penciling them anyway. And so they're going to be subject to change all the time. And so just to save your sanity, start using a digital calendar. Say, yes, I will use a digital calendar. Great. Now, after that, system. So CRM, you got your calendar. What else do I really use a lot? You're going to need your access to your MLS. Hopefully, your broker or whoever's in your local area can provide you with that access. You're going to need access to either showing time, which is a showing service. So that way you're not calling the agents trying to set up showings. So you know who you are. You're going to need that. And then you're also going to want access to lockbox apps. Whatever is the popular lockbox in your area, you're going to want to be able to access it. So for us here in Colorado Springs, that is SentryLock. However, if we were in Denver, that would be probably SuperLock or something like that. Whatever the most popular lock app is in your area, please get it because it's going to make your life a lot easier. Also, whatever house you're going to show, if you got to then mess around, the person on the other end, the listing agent's going to think you're a real jerk. Now that you got your systems, you got your social media set up, the next thing that I want you to do is I want you to take all the contacts that are in your phone, and I want you to import all the contacts into a CSV file. And so there's plenty of apps out there that you can Google that will allow you to do this. Why this is important is because we want to take those files and then we want to take that file that has all those contacts and then we want to plug them in to your CRM. The reason is now you can actually go line by line and make it your mission every day to log who you talk to in your phone. And so what that script is going to sound like when you call the people in your database is something along like this. Let's say it's somebody you know who they are, or maybe you don't really know who they are, but they're in your phone. Give them a call and say this. It's like, ring, ring, first name, with that upward intonation. So let's say their name is Brandon. Brandon? They'll be like, hello. Hey, Brandon, it's Brandon. I saw that you're in my phone contacts. I know I'm interrupting your day, but real quick, I just want to let you know that I'm going into the real estate business. And if there's anything that I can do for you going into this new year, I'd love to help you out. Is there anything that you have planned for real estate in 2022? And, they might say a couple of things. You might get flustered. They may, try to get you to get off the phone or whatever, but this is important. You need to start getting used to being on the phone. And these are warmer contacts than you'll normally be calling, because a lot of starting out is calling complete strangers. These people, at least you have some front door in, some affiliation. And so use that exact script and then go from there. There'll be plenty of conversation. If they're thinking about buying, maybe they're thinking about selling, you may not know how to help them out in that moment. But what you can do is get them connected with your broker and see if you go half on a deal. And so that way you immediately offer your broker a deal or somebody in your agency a deal. And then you get to learn how to do that deal through them. Right. And so that's just right there. Really quick way to start getting into the business. Now you've imported your contacts. You've been making your calls, which I recommend you call at least 20 people a day in your contacts that you imported into your CRM. Let's say you've been doing this. Now, I want you to go to Facebook. I want you to go to the groups in your local and then search your local area, what events are coming up, and then go to the events. I don't care if it's a bicycling event. I don't care if it's a dog park event. Go to the events and start initiating conversations with adult people who could be decision makers in real estate. You know, you don't have to be super salesy. You don't have to be in your face about it, and just say, hey, I'm Brandon. You know, I'm a real estate agent. I'm here just trying to see what this is about, see what value I can provide you guys and gals. And yeah, I'm also here to just take part as well. And people will respect that, especially when you're face to face. It's hard to be a jerk to somebody when they're right there in your face. They're part of an event in a group. They would ostracize themselves more by giving you shit as opposed to over the phone and in private. So I highly recommend going to at least one event a month when you're first starting out. You can also find open houses to do. I think that's cool and all. If you have an agent in your office that runs really successful open houses, then maybe yeah, go host those. But I don't think that those are even usually the best ways to get clients when you're starting out, because what'll happen more often than not is that you'll just be sitting in an open house and there will be no traction, there will be nothing coming. And so it's really important that if you are going to do those, that the agent is actually having a lot of people stopping by and coming in and doing things. So they have to be really well run or it's not worth your time. Events are better in that case because then you'll at least be around people. Okay, so you've gone to your groups. You start posting in different Facebook groups all around your area. Also, in Nextdoor is a good place to do that as well. IG not so much, but you're going to want to have a presence in IG and LinkedIn as well. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do some video chats. Now, this is where IG is actually a really good place to start hitting people. So you want to get in their DMs and make a short 20-second video introducing yourself and naming the person. So say, hey, John, this is Brandon. I'm with Keller Williams. Just want to let you know that I'm doing the real estate business. I just got my license and I'm eager to help out in any way I can. So if there's something that you're planning on doing in 2022, whether that means you're buying, selling, renting, or doing something else that might need some real estate connections, give me a call at blah, 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 blah. I look forward to hearing from you. So that's part of the homework, actually. Between now and next Monday, when we do the other video, I want every single person here to make at least 10 of those videos and then also call at least 20 people in their database and just let them know you're in the business. And if there's anything you can do to help, you're there. So aside from that, we also have to think about your mindset and schedule. So no longer can you be a introvert. If you label yourself that, if you've been labeling yourself that your entire life, you're going to have to now change that label. I know some people may disagree with me on that. Some people may say, well, it's just my personality type. I have a certain thing. It's like, no. If you label yourself as an introvert, you will conduct yourself as an introvert. Social skills and communication skills are things that you need to work on. And the only way that you're going to really improve and gain mastery over your communication skills is by being in front of people and in different and sometimes uncomfortable situations. Now, a quote unquote natural introvert is never going to do that. Never. They're never going to get in front of people. They're never going to do that. And they'll make excuses until the cows come home as to why they can't approach a group of people or a single person or make a call or knock on a door or go to an event or ask for the business. There'll be a million and one excuses that somebody who labels themselves as an introvert going into this business will make. I'm here to tell you, you can no longer call yourself that. You have to say that you're an extrovert and you're going to conduct yourself as such. If there's an opportunity to have a conversation about real estate, you do it. If there's a place where there's a group of people and they seem strange, but maybe they have, they've brought up real estate or they're talking about buying or selling a house at a table next to you, you need to jump in on the conversation. I'm sorry, you're going to have to get over your fear of embarrassment to become the person that you want to be, right? Because you could be anything 5 years from now. You really could. 5 years ago, I was introverted, quote unquote, and that's how I would have labeled myself. I was socially awkward. I would, immature and all these things. But now in this position as a real estate agent, I've had to just drop it, and you're going to have to too. So that's just step one. Step two is you now have to develop um, the discipline portion of making a routine that puts you in uncomfortable positions, such as prospecting, calling, being in front of people, being disciplined with your time, knowing what to say no to, which is usually just time wasting activities, social media, video games, et cetera, and then ruthlessly executing the small amount of activities that are going to be producing income. What are the income producing activities, you might ask? Well, you have lead generating. That's the big one. Lead generating is just calling new people, finding new people to talk to, and setting appointments, and then hopefully either getting somebody to buy, sell, or rent with you. That's lead generating. Lead follow up is leads you've already generated, but you're calling them and checking in on them and figuring out what they need. So that's lead follow up. You need to have at least in the beginning 2 to 4 hours of lead generation, 30 minutes of lead follow up, and anything you do after that really is up to you. Of course, you're going to have your meetings, you're going to have your showings. Um, but starting out, you need to carve out time and to set the expectation with other people that you need the time to actually be finding new business. Because what you don't want to do is to have some success, get really busy with your now business, and then in 2 months from now, once you closed your deals, you have nothing. You're dry. That is the seesaw that most people find themselves in real estate. So you prevent this by working on your now business, leveraging and outsourcing as much as possible as you start to grow your income to employees and contractors to handle some of the more mundane activities, and focusing solely on bringing home business, and also maintaining the business that you already have through good lead follow up. So that is really the basics. I don't think I could condense it down to to anything shorter than that. Maybe I could if I was a little bit more articulate, but that's it. So homework is 10 videos. I want you to direct message some of your friends, really close people that you know, and ask them if they need anything and if they know anybody that might need to be doing any buying, selling, or renting, depending on your market, in the next 6 to 12 months or sooner. And if you do that, I guarantee you almost guaranteed that you'll find some lead to follow up on. It may not lead anywhere, but it's a start. And that's all I got.